Abusia, the former president and at the same time flag bearer for the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, Enra, Asia members of the mainstream media, the press, at Kempinski Hotel in Accra for questions and answers. Now, the whole program will not last for about 2 hours. The main purpose of this program is not to break down the entire 2 hour program on a course work and Piskino. Is to tease you. This is what I call a teaser to motivate you to go and watch the entire program. I stand to be corrected. I think it's last day for about 2 hours here, but though I stand to be corrected. In Timonko, you can just go on YouTube and search John Dramani Mahama Meet the Press Kempinski Unsabeka. Language na Mahama use here. The way I will see comporting and the way and manner I will see communicating and ye be a Ghana for na mobetimi eti atiasie. Even the layman, the common man on the streets of Accra ne Kumasi Ghana afana baby abetimi ahwesa program on atiasie. Inti na ha break it down the entire 2 hour program there be monko na monko. So like I'm saying, the main purpose of this program is to tease you, to motivate you to go and listen, to go and watch and Semua John Dramani Mahama edituda. Inti na yentie some few excerpts of the 2 hour program na yenfan free ho. Listen.
When I made the statement that I made, and that statement was in 2016, and it was made to justify why I deserved a second term in office. And I believe that at that time we had made significant steps in terms of stabilizing the economy, in terms of infrastructure development. We had brought the Echuabo gas processing plant on stream. We had been faced with a crippling energy crisis. We had turned it around. By 2016, we had stabilized the power situation. We had worked hard to bring 2 new oil blocks on stream, which increased the volumes of our oil production and the value of our production. We had introduced a new Energy Sector Levy Act, which today is bringing in almost 9 billion cedis a year. And so there were several things that we had done. We had established a new port at Tema. We had built a new Terminal 3 at our airport. We had expanded the Takrady port. We had expanded educational infrastructure. We had expanded health infrastructure with district hospitals and regional hospitals. We had expanded access to electricity and water. We had built new markets in many places so that we could improve trade and commerce. And so on that basis, I wanted another term to be able to continue and consolidate what I had done. And that's why I made the statement that I did. But this time, I come back to the job with experience. And I'm going to hit the ground running. And so even though 4 years is short, I believe that in 4 years, we can reset our country. And there are objectives that one wants to achieve. And I say that in 4 years, we can establish a strong fight against corruption. It is possible for a president to do that. I believe that in 4 years, we can begin carrying out constitutional reforms and reviewing our constitution. And that is an objective that I believe I will put myself to and we can achieve in 4 years. In 4 years, we can begin to turn around our economic fortunes and stabilize the economy. I don't say that it will become a land of prosperity, but at least we'll turn around the decline, stabilize the economy, and put it back onto a path of growth. In 4 years, I believe that we can ameliorate and alleviate a lot of the hardship our people are facing currently. Because in stabilizing the economy and stabilizing the currency, we can reduce inflation and reduce some of the hardship that our people are facing. I believe that in 4 years, we can improve our infrastructure. If we implement the big push, we want to put $10 billion over 5 years in infrastructure development. It will include roads, it will include bridges, it will include the essential infrastructure that will make our country run. And I believe that in 4 years, with the implementation of a 24-hour economic policy, we can begin to create more jobs for our people. And so, yes, I think 4 years for the reset objectives that I have mentioned, one can create a turnaround and create a platform for resetting our country and giving it the opportunity to take off.
Right, my main pause ha na let me give a brief summary of what John Dramani Mahama has said here. John Dramani Mahama ejina ne now so for solid 2 hours and more at Kempinski Hotel with back and forth from the media persons and also the press. John Dramani Mahama itimi answer each and every question thrown at him intelligently. Bawumia kasamrenka or sere mo fast year no ma me based year no asa sebio abofra bia obi ageneka and asa ne bo. But John Dramani Mahama being a sincere honest president no etimi gina ne na so onyare ne ho odin pa oye bema bia otiapo gunjani abranti a otiapo etimi gina ne na so answer every question bia thrown at him intelligently, one fumble, one stammer for 2 good hours and more. When you naturally say John Dramani Mahama is fit for the job. When you naturally say at this point in time, no man penny a Ghana for in here say ubedi any for the next 4 years, it's no other person but John Dramani Mahama. Now I have not John Dramani Mahama say Ghana for Muntino. The entire in 2016 na osre epa mwachel senka mumane entwaso na oncha 8 years enie. Ose na ole foundation bia senka ye boa ye emane complete sa foundation na ka Ghana ye ni hia biem. Foundation na Kwame Nkrumah ehya ase a ekufo adonkofo ya NPP fo ya katini dream shot. Kwame Nkrumah entimi an complete ya enam so nti ebesi na ye bre no. Na John Dramani Mahama complete sa foundation no. Montia se oman bia no, there are certain foundations bia ye here se ne be ya oman no betimi etumpon. Ebe ne infrastructure wise airport. Ye port ahodo ayasabia akwan ni ade ni nyina na John Dramani Mahama Eno nti na John Dramani Mahama osi Atiabo gas plant. Eno na enam so a utimi solve dum so. John Dramani Mahama so isi Kotoka Terminal 3, beautiful airport abrochifo nyina belandia na you feel say akwaba welcome back home. We got the whole airport and also John Dramani Mahama ni see Kumasi airport o Shase Tamale airport ni wa airstrip ni ade. O hwe empuntu nyuma Rage ayasabia the bank ayasabia UGMC money ade. O hwe empuntu nyuma na John Dramani Mahama obviously no na bibia di adanse say he was putting Ghana back on track. Saglame housing na usi ya ene aken remu enkofu si yeton ye chese ye twani sele wani ade nyina no ne nyina kire se John Dramani Mahama na oputi Ghana back on track senka ye man 8 years emane ko ya me say samre ka the level of and I said the kind of foundation Ghana wono ka empo mampani asebi bio na dwen nya adwuma kra ba ka ni Jimmy echi na kra mpo no nya dian ka obetimi esade Ghana akwanechi sene ne ekufuado ene Bawumia de Ghana ekwanechi. Iti John Dramani Mahama say though ebiana there was some shortfall in their communication. Ebiana omo entimi an convince Ghana for ye because amrena the wind of change through atro any jandam semu a NPP aban Bawumia ne ekufuado ton de ma Ghana for na very strong. Enti osi say de wasaba pa Ghana for achew. In 2016 opamachel yeti atro ene ya sonso aswansa in 2016 esan entro a enkofu twachire yenti no yanto aba ama John Dramani Mahama nto aso ama ne da yeson na ni so ade hunu a onyama Ghana no watimi incomplete ene John Dramani Mahama se wasaba ne nsa eda ne nsa yem esre Ghana for se tumi no monsam ne wo ontimi force ne ho eno nti na in 2016 mututi ano wantwe ho manso ojebu boko no John Dramani Mahama kire se ahobrase kwan so wasaba Ghana for nyina from all walks of life. Asante for voter for northerners one hwan nyina John Dramani Mahama chese opama chew se sa 4 years na odimande ya manfa ama no enema so nso aswansa de ne wasaba gonja ni abranti ane ho odin onimu nyansa monfa sa 4 years no ema no na ne foundation na o sha ase a enkofu iton atrode maamo enam so nti motuti ana wentimi incomplete no omra na uncomplete saa 4 years ne be ya Ghana betimi afa ne ntumapa efra. Now in the area of healthcare no yenti John Dramani Mahama isi UGMC ene ayasabia ahodo a osi Ghana ha na nie Now John Dramani Mahama epese Ghana be the hub of healthcare for the whole of the West African region. Senebeya, your neighbors, they say Western Sahara, Mauritania, Niger, Senegal, the Gambia, Guinea-Bissau, Guinea, Liberia, Cote d'Ivoire, Nigeria. Imu mpanimfoɔ ne imu esikafoɔ yare a ɔmo nkɔ South Africa na ase to Europe baabi enkɔgye ayasa ɔmo nyinaa no beba Ghana ababesa ye ho yade se ne be ya true that no Ghana so no ebetimi again revenue bi afri mu saa na ni so ade hu no ne da yeso ne sei ye ntimi ama na awie nti enne Mahama se osasere mu se moma no 4 more years na aka no na do onimu se 4 years enwa bia saa de na nso mu amonim dada se mo hwe 4 years a unyaaye na se mo de ne 4 years no e compare ko free 8 years a baby a kire baby adi adanse se Mahama krampo no ye ma no 1 hour krampo a se omra me Ghana mampani a 1 hour under John Dramani Mahama no e far better than 4 years under Ekufuado ene Bawumia enti no sebi o ye ma no kwan na onsa meto aso na John Dramani Mahama enu mu nsemunie we are plain language a me gidi se Ghana fo nyina e wo se obi a etimiti ase enti yenko to the next slide na yento aso free ho. Listen.
A lot of allegations were thrown against me. I've been out of office for 7 years and 7 months. You think that if this government had anything they could stand on with how they hate my persona, they would not have prosecuted me for it. Airbus, the president referred it to the OSP, and the OSP is supposed to investigate it. You don't expect me to investigate myself. And so, if they had something to stand on, I'll not be standing here today. The same thing, hotel in Dubai. I challenged them. I said, let's go and find that hotel. I myself am in need of money. We'll find it, we'll sell it. You give me my small share and government can take the rest. Till today, $10 million for diaries. President Akufo-Addo himself said it, that my government has spent $10 million to import diaries. They've been in office for 7.7 years. Where is the $10 million for diaries? And so I've challenged the MPP and the mudslinging and the lies they've told about me at every juncture to come up with proof of the allegations and prosecute me. I am an adherent of accountability. And I've said anybody who serves in public office should be prepared to be accountable. And that accountability must start with myself. And if they have any allegations that they could prove, they would have done so by now. It's just a political gimmick. When elections are coming, then they start raising all kinds of issues and all that kind of thing. But I remain focused. My commitment is to fight corruption. And if I come into office, I'll hold their administration to the high standard of accountability.
All right, yes, I'm posing her. So na John Dramani Mahama say Ghana ha NSMP na yatifane ho coming from the side of the NPP. Say ono Mahama wato hotel bi o Dubai, wato ship bi o Tokyo Harbor, wato hwan wi Ghana sika wi dompeno awi namna bodompeno mu. Yeti nsem bebre na efa ne ho na sansem no titiriw na enam so a Ghana fo binum tutia no. Ene enkofia ba 7 years 7 months mu ani. Na sebi Ghana for say mu free say sansem na motifa ne ho nyina ye no kra. Ka enkofi ba ye America ya chinda dada because o hwe the way a enkofo no esi a yempena semu a. Se ka swampa say saa boni we nyina John Dramani Mahama edi a Sami Kofi ba yinka ya chi no egu nanimu ase na so 7 years 7 months ni otiwo empuma ono Mahama a challenge enkofi se sansem ya moka to mi so nyina mo ncheme enameni se mo na mo sie se mato hotel bi o Dubai yenko Dubai na yenton hotel no emfa sika no mrafie ebesi ne nobody se mo na mo sie se maje bribe bi wo Burkina Faso Ford rancher bi ni hwan Matoship will be or Tokyo Harbor, and I can't prosecute myself. And until I'm create office of the special prosecutor. Mon prosecute me, mon chime airbus one na mon chime. Na mon family and set it as example in Ghana penny for beba in the future. Say so babe bo o mani chronoa, sebi yan fa honcho. Ebesine more than 7 years in the enkofu intimate channel. Now so ebesi ne enkofu nam na yesa twa entro fraud to ne so na swampa say saa nsɛm yi a nkɔfo kato ne so na nokre bi wɔ mu a mo nyina mo nim Ghana ha nkɔfo yɛmpɛ Mahama anim mpo ahwɛ yɛkyi Mahama kokokokoko kyɛ sɛ yɛmpɛ na asɛm baako sei na ofi sɛ saa nsɛm de nokra saa America yɛnche na saa America yɛkye no but the fact is say 7 years 7 months ni nkɔfo entimi nchi Mahama no kyerɛ sɛ saa nsɛm na motie nyina na nokre bi anim o ti asie pa ni nyina kyerɛ sɛ saa nsɛm na motie nyina na nokre bi anim ti ebesi na ugusu gyina saa nsɛm no so kyerɛ sɛ wobeto aba etia ono Mahama na wankasa na wodi ho abro believe you me na wankasa na wodi ho abro nti John Dramani Mahama say he is assuring Ghana for say ono de the next 4 years in oba nkɔfo yi krono bia omwabo bia no obe prosecute akromfo a ewo Akufo-Addo abemu. Those who be found guilty will face the law, and those who will not be found guilty will also go free. And a democratic nation, you know, John Dramani Mahama ain't mean fa ni veto power and chesa munchi wintum debi. They will have to go through the court process. If they are found guilty of any chrono, any crime, John Dramani Mahama say, or promise Ghana for say, such people will surely face the rigors of the law. Umpewe na opede. Minua Ghana ni a utie mi. Umpewe na edie pa na ope. Sebi yema yadweno nya adwuma. Yentie the next slide na yentu aso.
Will I still give amnesty to people convicted for Galamsey? And my answer is yes. Because those who are in prison for Galamsey are not the actual perpetrators of Galamsey. The big kingpins are not in prison. Those who are in prison are the small boys that they employ to work on their Galamsey concessions. And so they are victims of circumstances. And so if we are coming with a new fight against Galamsey, let's start by giving them amnesty. Let's bring them out, reform them, and do the things that will make them not go and do what they've done again. If somebody must be in prison, it's those district chief executives and ministers and others who are doing the Galamsey, not the people they are employing.
All right, this will be the last slide. Now, after we monko social media, YouTube, and search the full program. Na munya botre entenase enhwe. Eba hanso se mubekaya enche bia na John Dramani Mahama ekire se oba Galamsey fo a yachi omu ina no obegya hom. Eno se be generate controversy Ghana ha se Mahama na se ofa Galamsey so Mahama so oba Galamsey fo begya hom ni adenti enura na media fo ese bisa Mahama se sa asem na okan ye no oguso ejina so se oba bedi mampani a obegya Galamsey fo a Akufo-Addo aban ache omo egumu ana. John Dramani Mahama kyerɛ of course obeye edientia enchechirimu nie. John Dramani Mahama kyerɛ sɛ unfortunately no Ghana for ayache omo atom based on Galamsey activities no enye the main culprits. Omo ye just victims of the whole system. They say Utah omo no empanimfo bi no mu a omo tu Galamsey isanse sa youth no eni adwuma yenti eneja omo kodi nsa mpanimfo na chi say omo tu Galamsey se ne be ya omo nsa betimi akọ omo ano. It is here say ye tu Galamsey ase e wo Ghana ha. Let us not go for those victims. Say nkwada na edi mpanimfo ene ehimfo aye tu Galamsey achi no debi ministers a omo tu chema wontumi mu a omo tu Galamsey achi debi. Let us go for the big fish. They say chema wontumi any Ghana mpanimfo bi who are engaged in Galamsey because yachi sa for ni tumu a sa youth no they cannot operate Galamsey anymore. Number 2, say ye create enyuma ema sa youth na nobody will be motivated to go and follow any Galamsey campaign because sa youth na ye come ho asem yi omu ni Galamsey ho akonde sa machines a ye di to Galamsey ti say mercury any sa ye friend say sa machines ya ehuru nsuo no yi gold ni free money ade sa youth ya ye come ho asem yi. These are most of them are graduates they don't have the means to get or to acquire such machinery to operate Galamsey on their own. So who are those who are behind them? The big fish. Chama to me. Ene abronyamo, abua ponchemo, alanchemantemu nyina shemubi. Ena ye tu Galamsey sensu sensasi. Iti John Dramani Mahama say ni nyansa chene say no. Then why don't you say who to duase na say won pese duano be fefe biemu a to asie mentwa mfimfi so oche sa you to na edi san panifo na chi to Galamsey no tumu a watwa mfimfi unto asie But so watch sa empanifo de tumwa what to dua na say na dua so yetu ase a eni anida so bia say ebesa afefa biem. Nti John Dramani Mahama kire say ni nyansemu ni nimdie mu no nyansa bia ni mu say you go for the smaller boys, the Goro boys and the small boys who are doing the petty Galamsey, whilst the main Galamsey perpetuators na kasa te say Bawumia mu nyina te ho a yeja omo asabi omo guso ayese so sensase enu nti ena okan sa asem ni sese onya 4 more years na obejai Galamsey fo a ya chi omo atum nye se bia sabi ofo Galamsey so nye se bia o se ofo aso se yense yenso ni ensase na nso nyansem no omo eye ya chi omo no they are kind of innocent na sa youth no you create enyuma de ma omo a obia ni ho a obedi pani bi achi akwa risking a life because Galamsey nankasa a very dangerous game pal. Obutumi to amana ko be 10 feet ni ade 16 feet ni ade ebuku omo de bia. To imagine say you to be e wadwuma bia o ya or the Galamsey ye den. Debi simple ehun be hia say ye betu ye godie no krampo a ye betu ye godie no in a more sustainable manner ense yensu nse yensase. Aha nti that was the main reason why ntia Mahama kire say oba obejai omo a yachi omo based on Galamsey or as a result of Galamsey activities. Na say bia ofua Galamsey so say yenko so nse yensu ni yensa. Sinti monko tie the full program. Send American it was about 2 hours and more. So because I metina ha break each and every one of them down one. E be take about 4 hours. Okasa what na sia hwa e be ye ni ha. Iti monko na monko hwe program no. Language wa eye oyusu ye. Any the way I will see comporting ho. Ni dimi na the way we see to ne bo ase kasa yi nsem no 111 sabi Uganda fo nyina betimi ati ase enti monko tie John Dramani Mahama intelligent submissions are o make here at the Kempinski Hotel in Accra yesterday with the press and also the mainstream media. Ena medemu ebesi midin any chairman Freemind. Enjoy the rest of your day. Makram.
I will be a much better president than even the first time when I was president. One, because of the experience that I've been president before. And two, because I have had the opportunity to reflect on my period of time as president. And it gives me a focus on the things that we need to do to turn around the fortunes of our country as quickly as possible.